Drucker, and I'm the co-director of the Den Collective.
My name is Rabbi Michael Knopf. I'm the rabbi of Temple Beth El in Richmond, Virginia.
And I'm Rabbi Jonah Pesner, the director of the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism.
We are here with American Jewish World Service and the Jewish Rohingya Justice Network. We are here in front of the Burmese embassy in Washington, D.C. to raise the voices of the Rohingya people in Burma to their front door so they cannot ignore their persecution of ethnic minorities. There is a modern-day genocide happening right now in Burma, and we demand the U.S. leadership to address this crisis. We refuse to remain silent.
This weekend, August 25th, marks the 2 years since hundreds of thousands of Rohingya people were displaced from their homes. It was the escalation of the persecution of the Rohingya people into genocide. The Burmese military razed villages and the homes of the Rohingya people, who by the hundreds of thousands had to flee across the river into Bangladesh, where 2 years later they still reside in temporary encampments and flimsy tents without access to education. These are people who are citizens nowhere, and the Burmese government has not been held to account. So we demand justice for the Rohingya people, and given the treatment of all ethnic minority communities in Burma, the Burmese government clearly does not value ethnic minority communities.
As rabbis and cantors, we have not stayed nor will we stay silent in the face of this genocide. We know all too well from our own history what happens when the international community does not stand up against hate. The Rohingya have been confined to ghettos. Their villages have been systematically burned to the ground. They've been denied citizenship in the country where they were born, and they were murdered and buried in mass graves. We know these atrocities all too well. But the Torah is clear about what our response should be in the face of these terrors. All the way back in Genesis, when Cain kills his brother Abel, God says to Cain, "Where is your brother?" And Cain says, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And God angrily responds, "The blood of your brother cries out to me from the ground." And in part, as a commentary on that story, as a response to that story, we are called in the Torah, "Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa," you must not stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. And "Lo tuchal lehitalem," you must not remain indifferent. Today we ask ourselves and we ask our leaders, Me'asita, what have you done? Where have you stood? What have you said in the face of this atrocity? So we are not and we will not be silent. We are here as Jews. We are here as rabbis. We are 3 of the nearly 600 rabbis representing thousands of Jews across the country who've raised their voices in opposition to this genocide.
And we are here as Americans calling on our leaders. We call on Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to defend the rights and dignity of the Rohingya people and other ethnic minorities. We urge him to act decisively to forge a path for justice and accountability in Burma by urgently taking meaningful steps.
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Rabbi Jonah Pesner. I'm joined by my colleagues, Rabbi Michael Knopf, Rabbi Adara Drucker. We're here in Washington, D.C. to deliver a letter on behalf of our colleagues, 575 Jewish clergy leaders, rabbis, and cantors who represent tens of thousands of concerned Jewish Americans who are outraged by the conditions confronted by the Rohingya people. And so we are here to deliver a letter to the United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo demanding the full leadership and strength of the United States government to do justice for the people of Rohingya.
This morning, the Jewish Rohingya Justice Network delivered a letter to Secretary of State Pompeo on behalf of 575 rabbis and cantors to demand exactly that. We've come together to ask for meaningful U.S. government action in response to the ongoing Rohingya crisis. Secretary Pompeo must hear loud and clear that faith leaders of all backgrounds demand decisive U.S. action to stop Burmese atrocities and to bring justice to the Rohingya people.
And what can you do as you watch this video? You can join us. Go to ajws.org/Rohingya to send a letter to your member of Congress and learn more about the persecution of the Rohingya people. and the link is in the comments on this video. My name is Rabbi Adair Drucker.
My name is Rabbi Michael Knopf.
My name is Rabbi Jonah Pesner. Thank you. On behalf of all of us, all of our colleagues, American Jewish World Service, and the Jewish Rohingya Justice Network, thank you for engaging with us today, and thank you for working with us every day to end the genocide confronting the Rohingya people.